As a lot of people know, I do use the Sonicor pretty much all the time. I love dual wielding weapons. I'm either using this or the AK Stiletto Primes. The only reason I use this thing is because it knocks enemies over. I finally got round to adding another format to it to put pommel in for the impact. But people keep pointing out to me, this thing has a 0% status. Why am I running an elemental thing on this? Well, I kind of threw viral on it to stick with the original D. I upgraded the magazine capacity to 21. It's these four across the bottom that basically do the damage. Viral, when it does proc, should half the enemy's health, and then it allows the impact to take them out, but mainly knock them over, and if that doesn't take them out, you jump to something else that will. But I thought it's about time to put this to rest. So I've thrown kind of a radiation build on this, and I'm gonna go see if this weapon does or does not actually do elemental damage. And my plan to do this is pretty simple. Max level enemies, 5 of them, so they'll spawn in pretty much the same place. Have the weapon in hand and basically shoot them until the proc does or does not take effect. With radiation, what will happen is they will start to attack each other. It in fact is... No, wait, it does proc. That right there is a radiated enemy. They are now attacking him, he is now attacking it. So radiation does in fact take effect, so this thing does elemental proc with a 0% chance. I've actually knocked it off the enemy, so I need to... It is a very slim chance that it will actually do this though. And it didn't last long. No, actually got 2 enemies on that one. This is a 0% status weapon, remember. Would you stop following me and go and attack these guys? Nope. I'm actually surprised it worked. I agree with everybody, a 0% status weapon should not be able to elemental proc an enemy. And I've done it again. So that means it does work. Oh, where did the third guy come from? If 2 guys had died, he must have been hiding somewhere. Try and do it. I'm actually kind of amazed that everybody has a good point on this. If it's a 0% status weapon, then the radiation I've put on it here should not take effect. It isn't taking effect most of the time. I think I elementaled somebody else because somebody's died. See? Radiation again. So swapping it back to the build that I've been running on this for ages. Actually, that's a lie. I finished this 2 days ago because I hadn't formatted this one yet. So the deep freeze mod wasn't even leveled. So it's been doing hardly any viral damage at all. But it did have the same impact that it now has. It was doing like 100 or so less viral than it's now doing. Basically, I put 3 Vs and a dash on it. The dash is there, fairly new. I did keep the D for deep freeze. I threw Ice Storm in to increase the magazine to 21. Pistol Pestilence to convert that over into viral. I could probably have just gone straight up ice damage to try and freeze them in place to see if that would work, but considering this knocks them over at the same time, radiation was better to test it with. And I put pommel in to take the impact damage to 1188.9, using these 4 for basically damage, and multi-shot. Lethal Torrent, of course, adding fire rate, and none of these are really that hard to get. That's a nightmare mode mod that might be a bit problematic to get a hold of at the moment. And Magnum Forces from the corrupted vaults, derelict, Oregon derelict missions. That can be a pain, but get a group together, you can knock those out fairly easily. And now, of course, probably the best thing to do is... I didn't want to do that. Keeping the enemies at the same level. Try this again using the same build I use normally. Hi everyone. And watch them run away because they're afraid of it. Yep, It definitely does more damage. It's not actually, I've crossed the line here. If I come back over it, they will come back at me. There's just a line that you can cross and they'll actually run away. Unless they're too close. Nope, there it goes, running away. Just want to group them all together as much as I can before unleashing the beast. And I'm looking for... Okay, that I didn't expect. That was another one. Nope. The viral definitely kicked in because all the health's gone on one, but not the others. That's why I wanted them grouped together, because I can see the health difference between them. Those that have... Wow, two of these have no health, one died. That other one definitely had viral proc because he just fell over dead. That one just say low health. So the viral does actually work on this. It's not the best of builds, I am aware of this. A lot of people mod these differently. Most people did get rid of the D straight away, that don't run the whole elemental side of this, remembering that status chance mods on a 0% status chance weapon, plus 60% status that the Pistol Pestilence gives here, plus 60% of 0 is still 0. The only reason I have that in here is because I cannot be bothered to format this for another dash or a V. It would kind of lock me down to what mods I can fit into this if I did decide to change it. So it is doing a little bit less viral than it possibly could. But this wasn't about the build. I know my build is not the best. It's more about the fact that it does 0% status, and it kind of threw me off. I didn't expect a 0% status weapon to actually do it. I know I could have thrown freeze on and all the rest of it to try and demonstrate it, but putting low level radiation onto a high level enemy so you can physically see that it's working, I did not expect it to actually work. I had it in my head I was going to have to change the way this thing is built. I'm glad I don't, because I like the way that it works now. Remembering the Sonicor, use it to knock down high level enemies, then swap to your primary, which should be doing a lot more damage than your secondaries anyway, and that's how you take out the high level enemies. The Sonicor, it's basically just here to knock them over.